Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you very much for joining today's webinar, the UCL International Pre-Masters Information Session. My name is Yoshie, and I'm the Senior International Market Development Officer at UCL Center for Languages and International Education. I'm also joined by one of the IPM course co-leader, Mark. And also, I am very pleased to welcome former and current IPM student to this session. So in today's webinar, I'll give you a brief introduction of UCL, and then Mark will give you an overview of IPM. Then former and current student Zihao and Anastasia will share their experience during IPM. After that, we'll open up Q&A. And after the session, if you'd like to discuss any individual cases with either Mark or ask questions to Zihao, then there's an option for you to speak to them directly in the breakout room. So please stay on and you get to speak to them. If you have any questions during the presentation, then please feel free to type your question in the chat box and we'll answer your question at the end. We also have some questions today that are submitted in advance, and we'll answer those questions during the Q&A as well. So UCL, as you might know, is one of the best universities in the world. We are currently ranked number 8 in the world by the QS World University Rankings. And we are number 4 in Europe and number 4 in the UK. You can see top 10 universities on the right-hand side of this slide. And if you join IPM, you will be taught by UCL tutors, and you have full access to UCL's facilities and accommodation and services. UCL is located in central London. And London is named as the best student city by the QS before multiple times. Within 15-minute walk, you'll find some famous landmarks such as the British Museum, the British Library. There's also King's Cross and St. Pancras Station within 15-minute walk. So this is where Eurostar trains depart. So traveling to Europe is very easy. This coming academic year, we'll be opening a new campus, UCL East, as well. So now I'd like to show you a short video introducing UCL.
UCL has been continuously challenging convention, thinking even bigger, and disrupting the status quo since its founding in 1826 in Bloomsbury, London. Today, UCL's values continue to inspire, impact, and move the world forward, more so than ever before. While diversity, inclusion, gender, and social justice have become the latest campus buzzwords, these once radical ideas have guided UCL since the beginning. Inspired by philosopher Jeremy Bentham, UCL opened up university education to the many, not the few. UCL was the first university in England to welcome students of any religion or social background, welcome women to university education, offer the systemic teaching of English, law, and medicine. With 44,000 students from over 150 countries around the world and a network of 300,000 alumni strong, UCL is still steadfastly guided by Bentham's beliefs and continues to impact the world in ways beyond Bentham's wildest imagination. Today, UCL is London's global university, pioneering new approaches to teaching and learning and leading the world with our groundbreaking research across a huge range of disciplines, many consistently ranked among the top in the world. From climate change to COVID-19, infant mortality to social inequality, the world is facing huge challenges. At UCL, we're determined to solve them. UCL has always been the place for problem solvers, doers, and brave thinkers, driving the next generation of progress. As our society faces increasingly complex challenges requiring even braver solutions, now more than ever, the world needs UCL, and UCL needs you.
Okay, now I'm going to hand over to Mark, who is one of the IPM course co-leaders. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Yoshie. Thank you very much for taking the time to come to this talk today. I'm delighted to talk to you about the UCL International Pre-Masters, or IPM for short. As Yoshie said, my name is Mark Ackermania, and I'm one of the course co-leaders. And in my talk today, I'd like to briefly outline who the IPM is for and what the IPM can give you. After that, I'd like to talk a little bit about how the course is organized and what you can expect to learn. And then I'll turn to speaking about the Ipm Student Achievement before finishing on entry requirements and how to apply. As Yoshie said, if you have any questions, you can put those in the chat while you think of them, or you can hold them to the end of the talk and we'll deal with them at that stage. So the IPM is a preparatory course for international students who are aiming to study for a postgraduate degree at a leading UK university. So not only UCL, but other high-ranking universities in the UK. And the course will provide you with the academic and English language skills required for successful postgraduate study. And our students are very much successful on their postgraduate studies, and I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about how we know that later on. The IPM qualification can be used as evidence of your English language skills when you're applying to university. So they are accepted by UCL for all postgraduate degree programs, and they are also accepted by some other universities on a case-by-case basis. So while there's no direct agreement with other universities, you as a student are able to talk to the department to see if they will accept that as evidence of your English language. In the past, students from LSE, Royal Holloway, Nottingham, and Queen Mary have all been able to use the IPM results to fulfill their English language requirement. So that means that if you come and study on the IPM, you won't have to take another English language test like IELTS or TOEFL. You can just use those results. Importantly, though, the IPM cannot be used to fulfill the academic requirement at UCL or any other university. Only your first degree can do that. So the IPM was really designed with the international student in mind. And again, someone who wants to study at a postgraduate degree and study at UCL or other leading universities, such as LSE, King's, Imperial. And we really are preparing you to succeed on your program. So our course is really suitable if you have an undergraduate degree that already meets the academic entry requirements of your future degree. This is because the IPM will not raise your GPA. And also if you want to enhance your academic skills and/or English. So we have students who come to our program for many different reasons. Some already actually meet their English language requirement, but want to focus on the academic side, whereas others feel more confident in their academic skills and would like to focus on their English. And some students want to focus equally on both. So we really do see quite a mix in terms of our students. And the course is beneficial if you've recently graduated and you understand that perhaps the education system that you've been studying in will be different from the one you hope to study in, such as UCL. Or we also welcome students who have been returning to study after some time away. So they may have been gaining some work experience, either at internships or paid employment. Some students are also mature students who have been away for a longer period of time, and they just want to come back, refocus, and refine their academic skills before starting their degree program. Some students are changing their degree, and they would like some more time for independent reading and research so that they feel more confident before their degree starts. And other students are not exactly sure where they want to study or exactly what they want to study. They haven't selected their final degree program, and they just like a bit more time and support to consider their options. And we have an education advisor who's able to help students with that, but also the entire academic team. So what are some of the benefits of the IPM? Well, I've been teaching on it and coordinating for a while, so I think there are many of them. And I'd like to talk about a couple. First, I think we offer you an insider's perspective on what it takes to be academically successful at a leading university, whether you want to study at UCL or a comparable institution. You'll also gain the academic confidence and independence because you'll be experiencing academic situations and assessments that you're likely to encounter on your degree program. So when you get onto your degree program, you may be given assessments, but you won't necessarily be told exactly how to do them. But on the IPM, you'll have the support so that you understand what is expected of you, so that you can meet and in most cases exceed those expectations on your degree program. We also have a discipline-specific focus, so you'll learn academic skills relevant to your area of study to fully prepare you. And we do offer a truly international experience. So on the IPM, you will be joining students from around the world. There are some programs out there where you will be predominantly studying with people from your own country or speaking your own language, and doesn't really offer a type of international experience that you may be after. But on the IPM, our students come from all over the world. There isn't one nationality that predominates, and they're also quite diverse in terms of what they want to study and where they want to study. So it's a very exciting atmosphere, I think. As I said earlier, we have expert university application support from our dedicated education advisor, and he's there to help you throughout the stages of your application. So we offer some workshops on applying to postgraduate degrees, writing your personal statement, dealing with offers. And he also offers one-to-one tutorials with you to help with your personal statements or any other questions you may have. And while the IPM cannot raise your GPA, it does offer an opportunity for you to make your application stand out. So competition is quite high for places in the UK. And by coming onto the IPM, we believe you'll gain relevant educational experiences that you can refer to in your university interviews and/or your personal statement to make your application stand out. So for example, when I was teaching on one of the modules, I had a student who had just given a presentation on a journal article that she had been reading. And that was something that all students had to do on the module. About a week later, she was invited for an interview at her first choice university. And during the interview, they actually asked her to talk about something she had recently read within her field. And she was so happy with this question because, of course, she was able to talk about the journal article, not only summarize it and speak about it confidently, but then also discuss it and critically evaluate it. So needless to say, she was offered a place at that university and was thrilled with the outcome. So that's just one example. There are many others that how you can use that experience and exploit it. And also, of course, we offer Ucl Campus Experience. Yoshie talked a bit about, showed you a video of UCL and where it sits in London. And it's important that to know that on the IPM, you will be part of the UCL student experience. So you have access to all the same facilities, student groups, and services that a student on a postgraduate degree program has. You'll be studying in the same types of classrooms. You'll be on campus. So in some programs, you're separated out on some campus, so you don't really interact. But on the IPM, you have that opportunity to get the UCL campus experience. So I'd like to talk a little bit about the two courses that we offer. We have two start dates. One is September and one is January. And the September start date lasts for 9 months, whereas the January start date lasts for 6. Both courses are full-time intensive courses, so you can expect to be studying full-time on our course. And the course fees for each of those is there on the screen for you. In terms of what your study plan might look like, if you start in September, the IELTS entry requirement is a 5.5 overall, with no skill below that. You'll start in September and finish in June. In January, we have a slightly higher IELTS entry level because the course is shorter, and that's a 6.0 overall with no skill below 6. And again, you'll start in January, but finish in June. So no matter what course you start on, you'll be finishing in June. And that leaves July and August for you to prepare for your degree program or for you to enjoy your summer. So how is the course organized? Well, it's organized around 3 modules, and you'll be taking these modules at the same time. Module 1 is English for academic purposes, and the focus there is on developing advanced academic skills and English language. So you'll be focusing on the 4 communication skills: writing, reading, speaking, and listening. And as you can see, the focus is very much on academic aspects of these skills. So you'll be looking at academic essays and other texts, reading academic books and journal articles. And in speaking, you'll be taking part in group work, learning how to effectively participate in discussions, seminars, and give an effective academic presentation. Listening focuses on getting the most out of lectures. There's also a focus on language development to improve your academic grammar and vocabulary. And also a focus on learner autonomy so that you can work independently at the level expected of postgraduates in the UK. Module 2 focuses on research, argumentation, and criticality. And that's really learning how to think and not what to think, or what UCL referred to in the video as brave thinking or disruptive thinking. So you may find that that already describes you in your own language, but you may struggle to transfer that into English, or you may in fact think that perhaps you're not as brave as UCL would like you to be. Well, Module 2 can help you to think more critically and in new and innovative ways. So we do focus on critical thinking, developing your skills of analysis and evaluation, both of the readings that you'll be doing and the lectures you'll be watching. We have a strong focus on reflection so that you can think deeply about your educational experiences. Reflection is increasingly important on postgraduate degrees, and that's reflected on our course. And there's an element of research as well, so that you can carry out library-based research using advanced tools and techniques. And the idea is to help you to find, evaluate, and manage academic sources of information that you can then use in your essays or in presentations or discussions. Module 1 and Module 2 cover both language and academic skills that are critical for all disciplines. So Module 3 offers an opportunity for you to explore the expectations and practices that might be different for your discipline. So for example, if you're taking business, you might look at group presentations or what a report is. In the law module, you might focus on common law and how to read and use case reports for legal argumentation. Whereas in medical and life sciences, the focus would really be on helping to communicate complicated scientific and medical information to non-specialists, which is crucial. In terms of the different modules that Module 3's options that we have, you can see those on the screen. So the options are subject to availability, which means if we don't have enough students to run it in any particular year, we don't. But in my experience, we've been able to run almost all of them every single year. And at the beginning of the course, we will meet with you to discuss what the best option is for your intended degree program. So I'd like to talk about how you'll be learning on the course, so our teaching methods. And you'll learn in a variety of ways. So the course is structured around classes, peer study groups, self-study tasks, personal tutorials, and then also we have workshops, lectures, and individual study. And the classes have an average of 14 students so that you have more opportunities for personal attention. In addition to that, we have peer study groups. So this is where 3 to 4 students who are from the same class will work together on guided activities that will either prepare for or follow on from these main classes. In addition, there's also self-study tasks that are to be completed independently, but they're monitored or reviewed by the teacher. Personal tutorials are something that is integral to the course, and every year we receive exceptionally positive feedback from our students on. And this is a 30-minute tutorial every week that you get to meet with your personal tutor, who will help you get the most out of your studies, help you with assessments, and make sure that we're meeting your needs at the various stages of the course. So how does this look in terms of a timetable? Well, as you can see, you'll be engaged in learning every single day. And if you look at the morning, you'll have classes Monday to Friday for 2 hours every day. And each focus, each day there's a focus. So for Monday, it's module 1, English for academic purposes, whereas Tuesday and Friday it will be research, argumentation, and criticality. Wednesday, the focus is your discipline-specific RAC. In addition to that, we have those study groups where you meet and you work as in a group. And that would be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in the afternoon. And those are self-arranged. So you as a group of students decide when to meet, how to meet, where to meet. And in addition, there's the guided self-study. So that's learning on your own every single day. And the personal tutorials would be arranged with your personal tutor for 30 minutes every week at a mutually convenient time. So I'd like to talk a little bit about IPM Student Achievement, and specifically how many students pass the IPM, where they go on to study, and how well they do on their masters. So you can see on the screen the pass rates for the IPM over the past 3 years, and it's quite high. And this is because we have an applications process that's designed to ensure that suitable applicants are selected. So we have a high pass rate, and that means that you'll be studying with students who are of a similar caliber to you. In terms of where our students go on to study, some go to study at UCL, and you can see here a list of degree programs. Now, this is just an example of the different degree programs, and it's meant to show you the diversity of the IPM student cohort, that they like to study different things. Our students also go on to study at other leading universities such as King's, Imperial, LSE, Warwick, and Bayes Business School. So what exactly is the breakdown after students leave the IPM? Where exactly do they go? So the table here will show you the university destinations of our students over the past 3 years. And it's broken down by UCL, another Russell Group university, another Ucl university, or did not go or did not confirm. And as you can see, last year, 15% of IPM students went to study at UCL, with 23 to another Russell Group university and 19 to another university. 15 is quite low if you compare it to the previous years. You can see in previous years it was 40% or 33%. So traditionally, a third of the students on the IPM go to UCL, a third go to another Russell Group university, and a third go to another university that's non-Russell Group. So that's traditionally what happens. Last year was very difficult because of the pandemic. So as you can see, a number of students either deferred their options or they did not apply. So they were postponing their studies. And that really did impact how many students decided to study at UCL. But we expect the cohort this year to be in line with our normal expectations, about a third going to UCL. So when students go on to study, how well do they do? Well, we're able to track UCL students, and we're extremely pleased to say that 95% of our students achieved a merit or distinction on their UCL Masters last year. So if you're aware of the, you may not be aware of the UK grading system, but you have a fail, a pass, a merit, and a distinction. And it is quite difficult in the UK to get a merit or a distinction, even for a native speaker. So the fact that non-native IPM speakers are leaving our course and they're achieving excellent results, such as a merit or distinction, is something we're really proud of. And it does speak to the type of preparation that we're able to offer. The year before that was 100%. So all of the students who went on to UCL achieved a merit or distinction. So we feel very confident that we're able to say that we're not just a language preparation course, but we are an academic skills course that will help you to excel on your degree program, whether it's at UCL or elsewhere. Hopefully you're interested in or thinking of applying to the IPM. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about our entry requirements. We have two, both an English language requirement and an academic requirement. And as I said earlier, the English requirement for a September start is a 5.5 with no sub-skill below that. And the January start is slightly higher with a 6 with no sub-skill below that. In addition to IELTS, we also accept the TOEFL IBT, the PTE Academic, and the Cambridge English. Whatever qualification you apply with, it must be no more than 2 years old from the start of the IPM. So it has to be recent, and UCL defines that as taken within the last 2 years from the start date of your course. If you studied at an English speaking university, we still require you to take an English language qualification, which is necessary for visa regulations and also to make sure that we can place you in the right levels. In addition to the English language requirement, we have an academic one. And for that, you must normally have a minimum of a lower second-class degree or an overseas equivalent. However, applicants with academic qualifications of a slightly lower standard are still welcome to apply, and you will be assessed on an individual basis looking at the entirety of your application. So that would include your personal statement, your individual circumstances, whether you hold an offer to a university or not. It's important to say that these are very much IPM entry requirements, and just because you are accepted onto our course obviously does not guarantee that you will be accepted by any other course at UCL who may have different entry requirements. So as I said, the entry requirement is a lower second-class degree or overseas equivalent. And some equivalents are here on the screen for you. These are just 4 examples chosen from different parts of the world and represent some of the students who have studied on our program. However, if your country isn't listed here, don't worry. We have a more complete list on the IPM website, so you can check the entry requirements for your country there. If it happens not to be there, don't worry. You can also email us, and we'd be very happy to tell you what that is. I'd now like to talk about how to apply and the application process. So applications are now open, and we have 2 different deadlines to apply. For the September entry, it's the 26th of August, and for January entry, it's the 9th of December. We have a rolling applications procedure, which means as applications come in, we review them and then make an offer. So that means that we will close applications before this date if the course is full. So for this reason, we encourage you to apply early. Applying early will ensure that you get a place on the course, but it will also help in terms of visas and making arrangements to come and live abroad. So the application process is fairly standard. you need to submit an online application form via the IPM website and include all the supporting documents. So there's an online form to fill out and an opportunity to upload supporting documents. And I'll speak a little bit about those in just a minute. Once your application is complete, our admissions team will review it, and we will inform you as quickly as possible, but usually within 2 weeks of receiving a complete application. It's important to say that we don't make conditional offers. So you must have all of your documents ready before you apply. If you're offered a place, you will just need to accept it and confirm that. And you do this by paying the first installment of your course fees. After that, you can apply for your visa, and our team is very happy to give you some support and guide you through that process. In terms of the supporting documents, you'll need to provide a statement of purpose, and this is a key part of the application. We'd like you to tell us why you're interested in the IPM, why you think you're suitable, and how this fits in with your future plans. So it's a maximum 350 words. And this is different from a supporting statement or a personal statement that you write for your master's degree. This is something that we would like you to write specifically for our program, just to tell us why you're interested, why you're suitable, and how it fits in with your plans. Your English is not assessed. We only use your English test results to do this. So please make sure that you write this yourself without some outside help or putting it through a grammar checker or anything like that, and that it is your own work that you've written. The idea is to understand your personal motivation. We also request academic transcripts and a degree certificate with a translation if not originally in English. Again, the application needs to be complete. So if you're still studying for your, at an undergraduate level and you don't have a final transcript, you shouldn't apply until you have a final transcript. Evidence of English level, again, that needs to be recent, so within 2 years from the start of the course, a copy of your passport, and an offer to study a master's degree if applicable. So some of our students already have conditional or unconditional offers at different universities. If you do, please supply those as part of your application. They'll be considered in conjunction with everything else. But just to be clear, you do not need to have an offer to study for this course, but we do find that some students do. So if you do, great, please send it in. If not, there's no reason to worry. It won't be held against you in any way. So thank you very much for listening. There's obviously much more information on our website, ucl.ac.uk/premasters. But I'm very happy to answer any questions that you have. But I think now we'll hear a little bit from both a current and a former IPM student. Thank you.
So now let's hear from our current and former IPM students about their experience during IPM. So today we have Zihao and also Anastasia here. So first, I would like to ask them to introduce themselves briefly. So Zihao, would you like to start?
Sure. Thank you for inviting me. I'm Zihao from China and study at LSE now. I'm studying sociology. Yeah, and very happy to be here.
Perfect. And Anastasia?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Anastasia. I'm current IPM student. I enrolled in January 2020, and now it's my 5 months here. Yeah, and I'm really happy to be part of this journey. Yeah.
Great, perfect. So I would like to ask you a few questions that are frequently asked, or some things that often prospective students would like to know. So first, why did you choose to study in the UK? And also, why did you choose IPM at UCL? Ziha, would you like to start?
Okay. I come to the UK because I study English for a long time. And also, I really love here to live in London. You know, here has a lot of theaters, have a lot of activities, have a very tense cultural atmosphere, you know. So yes, come to here.
Did you have any kind of a reason as to why you chose IPM over kind of other pre-master's programs?
Yeah, because UCL is at London, at center of London, and also UCL is a complex school. Also, I mean, including social science and stuff, and natural science, and their library has all kind of knowledge you can access. So that I want to have a try before I come to a formal master. Yeah.
Great, perfect. And how about you, Anastasia?
I choose London because I want to study behavioral science, and it's appeared that London is the best place to do so, because there are a lot of behavioral science hubs here at UCL and also at the London School of Economics as well. So my journey is like I kind of in the middle, because I've been working for more than 10 years ago. So I finished my university and in 2009, 2009. And it was a lot of period of time when I was working, and now I'm gonna change my discipline because I studied economics, and now I'm go for behavioral science or behavioral economics. So I needed this time to gradually transfer from business life to academic life, and IPM for me it's like ideal place to be, to get this knowledge not only in English but also in critical thinking, in research, and also have this valuable time for reading on my new discipline. So because I will be more prepared for my master's, and IPM it's a great opportunity to develop these skills.
Great, perfect. Yes, I mean there are so many reasons, you should study IPM, but it's when you studied a little bit before and then you had a bit of gap in your academic life, it's really good that you're taking IPM before your master's. So Nastasia, you are a current IPM student and you're currently taking the program. How are you finding the course so far? Like, do you have anything kind of in particular you find useful or interesting?
Yes, there are a lot of things that I didn't actually think of before I applied. Like I mentioned, we have various different modes of learning. It's offline lectures, it's asynchronous activities. So when you have this time to learn deeply in your future field of study, and as well at the same time you develop your academic English skill. It's writing, speaking, because we have also the small study groups, and it's also a great opportunity to talk with your peers and to go through this material, to reflect on materials that you were presented on the lectures. So this mixture of different modes of learning is, I find it most valuable for me. And also I really appreciate that we have educational advisor on the course, because right now I'm in the middle of applying to different universities, and as this advisor, and we had several lectures. And he helped not only in in general idea how to apply, but also helped in creating this personal statement to brought some ideas that will help me to write my experience, to connect my experience with my future study. So I think this is also a great plus, especially if you've never studied in UK. This course is also a great opportunity to get to know what is like to study in UK, what this educational system consists of, and to get used to all these different methods of education and also methods of assessments, essay writing, journal clubs, speaking tests, and learning research skills. So all of this really valuable if you didn't study it in UK previously.
Great, perfect. So you have, I guess you have lots going on. You're studying, you're preparing application. I can see your, yes, it's quite full on at the moment. Okay, so now kind of how perhaps you could look back your time in IPM and maybe think, did you have anything kind of challenging, you found challenging in the IPM? Or maybe something, you think that helped, during IPM, and then now you're doing master's course, something that helped for you to be successful in your master's program.
Okay, challenging. Okay, actually, the year I studied there is really special because of the pandemic. So everything is locked down. So based on that, it's very challenging for me and also very homesick. In London, is that at that time is like we call it ghost town. You don't have anywhere to go. That's just really challenging. Also, I mean, this is on your life, but on your study is like everything is because I study social science, so that I have a lot of reading materials to do, and at that time you just come to the UK. I mean, you don't have so much. You don't have a lot of. You don't have a capacity of a lot of vocabulary, so that reading is really difficult. And even though the contents is not that difficult, but for now I think it's not difficult. But for that time, it's extremely hard for me. And also about the course, the arrangement, the structure is really intensive. Although they just have 2 hours per day, 1 hour per day online session or a synchronous session, but you have a lot of work to do out of the online session. You have group study, you have you have readings, you have assignments, you have that video lecture records, and you need to extract all of the idea of the lecturers by yourself at that time. So that's not easy process, particularly for you, for those people who English is not their mother tongue. That's really challenging at the first 2 months, at least for me. But no pain, no gain, so that it's helped me a lot, particularly for at first is about the language. I got a lot of academic language at the time, and also about the daily language, particularly about the phrasal verb. They use a lot of phrasal verb in the UK. I never learned from the textbook before in my home, and that's just the language things. And another is about academic skills. Teach you how to plan your academic work, how to deliver any speech on seminars, how to efficiently finish your assignments, and also how sanitize, how to collect your research materials, how to use Google search efficiently. It's very crucial for my study in my master study, because we have much more material than before I was in IPM. So that's really helped me a lot.
Thank you. Yes, I mean, both of you kind of commented that IPM is quite intensive, but as Zihao's comments, it's quite helpful and it's helping Zihao in his master's course, clearly. So yeah, we're very, very pleased to hear that.